Hey guys, I think we are live. I think things are happening, and I think my computer is working properly today. So let me know if you guys can hear me before I start to record. So I'm not recording myself talking to myself. There you go. Awesome, Philo. So I am live. Today it's a very special day. I actually lost track. What are we on? This is show number 8, show number 9. Who cares? It doesn't matter. There's going to be hundreds and hundreds of shows, so if I lost track, that's probably a good thing. Today is actually I think it's going to be one of my favorite shows ever because I've convinced a very special magical creature to wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning to do you care? No, but I don't care that you care, so boom, there you go. To wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning to do this show with me. If you guys are not familiar with Yidneth, you are missing out. She is one of my favorite musicians on Steemit. Not just on Steemit, honestly. I have to say in general. She's such a creative person. She has an awesome personality, and she's so multifaceted. She does like illustrations, traditional art. She's obviously a singer. She plays a bunch of instruments. And I don't know how many things she cannot do. I only know the things that she can. So I convinced her today to wake up at 4 in the morning, drink some strong coffee, and come talk to me. So I am going to have, I'm going to have Crystal drag Yidneth here. And I think sound check worked pretty fine. So you guys should be able to hear her. Let me see. Maybe I have to do it myself. Let's see, Crystal and... Can you ladies hear me? Yidneth, I think you are muted, but you muted yourself. Crystal, Crystal, you can hear me, right? Oh, we're having some technical difficulties. It's live radio. Things happen. Hey, Crystal, I think I figured it out. We're having some technical issues here, but it always happens. Obviously, I was surprised that last week we had like no technical issues, but I think
Yeah, it was a little bit creepy because it's not normal.
that is not normal. So there you go. We got a couple issues right now, but I think everything's sorted out. I see Yidneth moving back and forth from the waiting room. I'm gonna try to move her one more time. Um, Hopefully she can hear me now and she can talk. Yidneth, can you hear me?
Um, yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, excellent.
All
We're
right.
done. Yay.
All right.
I have
Yay!
I made it. I just woke up just like 5 minutes ago or something like that. It's 4 here in Spain. Hello everybody.
Yidneth, first of all, I want to thank you for being brave enough to come on a live show with me because I'm pretty sure you're aware that I'm going to put you on the spot because I put everybody on the spot.
Oh my
Eh,
God.
yeah, that's kind of the show kind of goes like that. So we are the plan of the no plan. We have crazy conversations. I never know where they're gonna go. We can start talking about your rats, and then we can
Oh,
start talking
cool.
about exploring the space. It doesn't matter. There is no plan, and I might throw
So
some
it
crazy questions your way. I hope you're
it
ready.
is good that I didn't then it's good that I didn't prepare. I was just like concerned. Oh my God, I haven't prepared. Okay, shoot me.
Well, let me ask you some personal questions first, Yadnet. Let's get the uncomfortable stuff out of the way.
Okay.
What is, because I know your name is Priscilla, and some people might not, but I know your name is Priscilla. Where does Yidneth come from? What is that? Is that like your alter ego? Like, how did you come up with that name? I know you use it everywhere, but I'm just curious. Where did that come from?
Well, when I was a little girl, I wanted to become a writer, and I used to write like a book every every year, and then I wrote this novel, which is called Yidneth, and I started to make illustrations for it. So actually, Yidneth is a comic book of 70 something pages. It never really made it to formal publication, but then when I created my own label. as my CDs always have my drawings and they're sort of nourished by this story. It became my company, my trademark, and I don't know. I just thought it was just like because it's something that it really the story with I take like bits of the story is always just like inside the songs. Actually, she's a girl and she's the female lead character of the story, so it could be just like my alter ego, though she's younger, prettier, and has superpowers. So that sounds really weird. So I wish you were my. I wish you were anyway. But after, of course, I bought Yidneth.com first. I have now Priscilla Hernandez as well, and they both goes to my official site. But Yidneth.com was also my official site for a longer time. So everybody started to call me Yidneth, and it's very much just like Menno. And now everybody calls you Menno. So it's nothing I can fix. Is
No,
my
but
English fine? Is
no,
my
but
English fine? Because I'm still sleepy.
no, you're doing great. What are you talking about?
I understand everything, and I have very limited language skills, so you're doing good.
Okay,
Krista, what are
good.
you talking about, Krista? What are you talking about? I know for a fact that you intimidate some of the boys in here. They don't want to debate you, and there you go saying those things. Listen, listen, Yidneth, you said so many things there. I have to unpack them because you can't just like throw 10 things in there and expect we're not gonna, we're not gonna explore. You said you used to be a writer. That's pretty awesome. You
Hmm.
and I honestly know that you still write because the way that you format your post on Steam is pretty amazing, and it doesn't come from somebody who just figured out they can, tell stories. But you said something.
Um,
You said something that I find even cooler. You said that Yidneth has superpowers. I think that's awesome, and I want you to explore or explain to me what superpowers are you talking about and why. Because I'll tell you what, I'm gonna tell you a confession. This is a crazy confession. Some people know. I think Anka knows. I've
you have
always
superpowers?
yes, I've always had superpowers since I've been a kid in my
I
dreams.
I
You
sort
know?
of have superpowers too,
Yeah, but
but
in my
not Jeanette myself.
oh no, but check this out. Check this out. In all my dreams, okay, I have telekinesis. All my dreams. It's like it doesn't matter.
Wow.
It doesn't matter what's happening in the dream. I could be hunting a squirrel. I could be, I don't know, having a conversation with a friend. It doesn't matter. I have telekinesis. The men inside the dreams has telekinesis. So I find the whole subject of superpowers to be super interesting because I think it says some
It's
things about.
fascinating.
Yeah, it's fascinating. It says some things about our psychology. The things that we want, where we feel powerful, where we feel weak. It says a lot of things around there. And because I love philosophy, we're gonna explore this for a second. So tell me, what superpowers does Yidna have? I want to know.
Well, actually, the story is divided a little bit between the male and the female lead. The male is called the Ancient. Actually, my first album was The Ancient Shadow, and Yidnet is a female character. The superpower, feminists are gonna kill me, but just like the one with more powers would be the male character, which is the Ancient, which is
Yeah.
actually, I'm sorry, uh, no,
Good thing I'm not a feminist.
Yeah.
and, just actually he's not really male or female. He's just nature incarnated on the physical matter, but that
Oh, I
falls
love
Oh,
in
that.
love with
nice.
Janet.
I like that.
And then he takes a shape to be able to be with her. And Gina actually is we don't know really what it is because the story talks about spirits, which are nature, just like that they don't need a body to be full and existing, and souls that need a body just like ours. And then it talks about the living, which is the flesh like ours, and the underliving. That was the title of my second album. There are things that are living and have a presence but are not alive, like the voice of the wind, or when you shape a shadow, or when a thought becomes strong and has a presence, just like they're just like these kind of different universes. And GNet is something that somehow can connect all the realms, and she can jumps from realm to realm. And we actually don't know exactly what she is during the story, but there's just like a story that tells what she was when she was with the ancient and all of these, and then part of the story where she's born again, unaware of who she was. So
Okay.
in
So let me ask you, very important because
in
I,
her
I
discovery.
I need this book. Where's this book? I need to read it now. I'm in.
Ah.
I'm sold. Where is this?
I'm trying to get it done again. I need to finish my third album, Fear No More. Actually, you can see Yidneth in the Under-Living and the Ancient Shadows illustrations. But I'm going to, once I finish Fear No More, which actually depicts like little excerpts of her story as well, I'm going to sit down and try to see if I can rescue the old drawings, because the thing is just like this comic book was done in the early 90s, and as much as I say, as I love it because I was a teenager, overexcited teenager, it needs some updating, but yes, actually she controls the dream. She can see creatures for all the realms at the same time, because she's not a soul and she's not a spirit. She's something in between. It's sort of that is that her superpower, that she's not really a soul that needs a body to be living, neither is a spirit of nature. It's just like it's something that connects everything.
Well,
That's true.
that is really trippy, but I love it. I'm actually gonna do something kind of weird right now. I'm gonna move Hector on live on air because the latency difference is kind of tripping him. And by the way, why I'm doing this is because Hector and Yidneth are in the same room. So I've done that with Anka. We'll be in the same room, and I'm sure it happens with you, Osbid, and you, Crystal. And there's
Yeah,
because of the delay, it gets
nightmare.
really weird. So I'm moving him here. He's probably not gonna talk. I don't know. Maybe Hector will talk. If he wants to talk, it's fine. We can unmute his microphone, but he might not want to talk.
Uh,
And
yeah. Do I sound okay, or do I have delay?
no, you sound perfect.
No,
Okay.
you
As
sound good.
Okay, okay.
It's just when two people are in the same room listening to the same source, there's different delays.
Okay.
And then when someone's speaking in the room and you can hear their voice twice, wow, that's where your brain starts to go in loops. It's like,
yeah,
oh,
I
I
can't do
got
it.
my I got my first mouse rat meme of the night, so I'm going just like to click. Oh, I like that. We're getting in the right direction.
In the the right direction. Ah, I got it. Listen, Yidne, going back to the story, what do you think about maybe writing your story on Steam? I don't want to explore that conversation too long because we got to do music, but I think this is a great
Sure.
platform for you to start exploring
it
some of those characters.
is 100% the best platform to do it. I've done it and it's so much fun. And there's a great writing community to get some feedback.
I'm going to tell you something. There's a guy on Helpy that you need to talk to, and so his name is Gmux. And actually, Neg is also part of that community. There's another community called the Writer's Block. I think you need to.
Brilliant
I
place.
I haven't said hi, but I joined. It's there. I've never
Oh,
been in
you
the room
need to
actually.
say hi. They're lovely people. They really are.
Yes.
They will be
I think I
very
will
supportive and
start.
encouraging.
That Hector is posting one of my old drawings. I mean, the comic is really very old, so that drawing is from the 90s. I was like a teenager, but that is actually the back cover of the comic. So that's actually Yidneth, not me.
But check that out. By the way, when she
That is
says that's
amazing.
her art, Yidneth is also an illustrator and also
Oh my god.
yeah.
Yeah, you're like the full package deal. I might be able to sing a little and I can write, but I can't put all the shit together.
Nah, don't say that, my friend. Actually, Crystal's an amazing writer. If I'll send you a I don't want to go into the too sad of a territory, but there's something that Crystal wrote a few months ago that made me cry like a baby, and I know that you're gonna love it, Yidnith. So, remind me to send it to you. It's about
I,
Crystal's
I was
grandma.
I was thinking, oh, I'll be really excited to read. I'm actually an avid reader. I can't even go to bed without a book. I've never been able. Well, you know that I don't sleep much anyway, but I can't even try without a book in my hands. I think there is not a single day that I read, and I think that to be a writer, first of all, you have to be a reader. So I'll be happy to read your stories, Crystal.
Aw, thank you.
Well, I agree, 100%. I agree. You have to love literature in order to be a writer. It's almost like saying I want to be a musician, but I don't want to listen to music. That makes absolutely no sense. You know?
It's fun for me. I have to say though, I'm kind of the break to that rule because I haven't read that much out there, but what I have read has all been very much up the alley of what I write usually.
Well, you might be a natural. You might be a natural, but I mean, you've read. It's not like
Yeah, no, it's not that I haven't read anything. It's just I could never get into a book. I'd start reading and I'd get really bored and move on.
uh,
But it's just finding an author I could actually connect with. And now I've read like 20 of his books. And yeah, he sparked the light for me. So
that's what I'm
it's about
saying.
finding
That's
something that really inspires you.
yeah. I think if I was reading what Yidneth is describing, I would be sucked in. I probably wouldn't.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
it sounds
I mean,
very,
like,
very interesting.
It
well,
is sort of metaphysical, though. In many, just like
well,
Yidneth
that's
is
why it
very
sounds
much.
good. That's why it sounds good
It
to me.
Yeah, fully. There's
and I,
almost a basis in reality. Like there's believability in that these things can exist and happen, and you can enhance abilities to get there.
Yeah.
And actually, talking about the superpowers, Jeanette has a little bit of my superpowers. And my actual superpowers are lucid dreaming. I have, that I have all sorts of sleep disorders and I really don't sleep well. But on the good hand, that also gives me my superpowers. My superpowers was just like I learned to lucid dream when I was a little kid, unconsciously. So I can control my dreams. I can actually dream when I can sleep. I can sort of control my dreams the way I like. Even to rehearse some concerts, I really can plot them or even can go on with dreams that I had the night before.
What?
And yeah.
I can do
Uh,
that sometimes, but it takes a lot of focus. Like I really have to go back. Usually it's if I wake up, I can try and get back into the same dream, but I sort of have to reprompt it by thinking about like strong elements of it. But yeah, I have not mastered that skill, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that is very cool.
I actually I don't know how I learned it. I think it was because I really have a really messed time schedule, and my even my doctors told me that it was just like a defense mechanism to be able to rest. And then on the bad side, I have a severe sleep paralysis, which is a condition that is the opposite of night walking, and it means that my brain and my body are not in synchronicity when I'm trying to fall asleep or when I'm trying to wake up. And some people, when they're about to fall asleep or waking up, they feel like a jump or a fear, and then
The falling thing where
like
you like do
falling,
that.
yeah,
Ah,
yeah. Or sometimes they feel like they're getting out of body, and that is not actually anything paranormal. That is actually something called a sleep paralysis. But I happen to have like a severe case, and I even volunteered for the study of this condition twice in my life. Um, but it makes me perceive just like some kind of because when your body is sleeping but your brain is awake, your fight or flight response tell you have to wake up, you have to react. If something comes on your way, your body is sleeping, so it creates fears. And in this condition you can see just like voices or shadows, and that inspired the spectral side of my art. So half of my music and art is sort of just like these more nature and uplifting side that it's actually most of myself, but I still have just like the spectral uh, eerie ghostly side. And actually my first album was subtitled The Ghost and the Fairy, Ancient Shadows, The Ghost and the Fairy. And since if each one of my projects have had just like the two halves, like the shadow and light thing, because of that. But I think, even if sleep paralysis actually is scary, I found it just like a great source of inspiration. And it's actually nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just like a natural condition that many people have. And actually, many people in their lives are going to experience sleep paralysis once or twice. I mean, when you're about to wake up and you can't move and you struggle and you feel
Oh
fear,
yeah,
and
it's
then you
happened to
finally
me.
wake up,
Yeah, it's
that's
happened
the
to
sleep
me.
paralysis.
mm.
And then but I actually have naturally just like more than people should have, and they have progressed in a more complex thing. But actually there's nothing wrong with that. And I found just like both the good side and both side of my very active and messed sleep and dreaming life, which is actually my second half life, inspired all my work. And I really consider that my superpower now.
I love it. That's
Um,
look about silver lining, grabbing a situation that everybody would construe it as a negative, switching it around and making it a fuel for art and for creation and expression. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, I can
Hopefully.
make up a spooky story now.
Yes, yes. Listen, I gotta ask you. I know that we were talking about you performing tonight. I don't know if we're gonna do it. You said to me, oh, maybe we can do it, maybe not. I have some songs to play in the case that you cannot. But because we have some audience, and I know that some of them have never heard you sing, I'm gonna ask you.
Okay.
Can we do a song right now? Is that possible?
Yeah, sure. Pick one. What do you want to play?
Well, let's. You know what? Let's do this. Because this is gonna make more sense. This is gonna make more sense. Can we do a song from your first album? Because and I'm saying this knowing that you might not know all of them, so I'm not gonna pick one. But because there's a
Okay.
natural progression in the music, meaning the way that you wrote, the way that your melodies
Yeah,
and all that stuff.
actually, what I feel that I really improved from the first album to the second was in terms of production. I mean, when I listened to the first album, I am aware that I really needed to improve our production skills, and I think that we did in the second.
Awesome.
Sure.
I gotta say
Should
something really funny before you play. You know what? You
Okay,
know
sure.
what? You know what your
Do
dad
you
told me.
play or do you play or do I play? Or
No,
how does it work?
you're gonna play a song, and I'm just gonna mute my microphone. I'm gonna let you do your thing. But I wanted to say something really quick. More to be more accurate, I wanted you to say, how is it that you met Hector, and how is it that he flirted with you? Can you say that really quick? Because that was funny.
Actually, there was a well, that's one of my sleep paralysis drawings and getting in touch with my fear. So that was just like, okay, I'm making peace with my fear. I see Hector dropped a drawing of mine there. Um, there was a platform in internet back in the early, at the beginning of the century. I think it was 2001, 2002. Actually, there was no Steemit, there was no Facebook, there was no YouTube. So I feel I was just like some kind of pioneer because we were the actually a fellow Estonian painting angels, Serena, was also there, and we just recently met again in a Steemit,
Yes.
Oh
and it
wow.
was yeah, we have been each other's friends for 2 decades now. So it was just like, ah, you're here, oh, we're here, we're fine, and that platform was really sweet because. Actually, it was very it had paper play. I mean, in the early years of the century, and it gathered a great community of musicians, and we had message boards and we had chat. It feels a little bit like Steamy in the way everybody contacted with each other, and we all knew each other because it was not that big. It was before the times of MySpace or Facebook or anything, and we were all musicians. And Hector was also a musician there because he also makes his music. He makes piano, film music, piano, and he was really, of course, he always excelled in sounding good. So I told his guy, "Can I send you one of my songs and you tell me what's wrong in terms of the production?" By then, I used to plug everything and record in a shitty, crappy way. And and yes, he replied with an email with a Word document, and they say, "I have highlighted in red the things that are wrong." And he replied with a actually the song was sort of romantic and such, just like it was just like trying to hit on the guy, but he replied with a document, all red, all capital, all bold red, just like everything is wrong. And it had only one or two things in red. Oh my god, it had everything in red, just like everything.
But that's
And
how he flirts. That's how he flirts. Now you know.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. He got the girl. So yes, and actually, I'm one of my best friends, Serena. I don't know if you hear. I don't know if you remember Queenie. From mp3.com, she was also there, and she used to write reviews for the mp3.com community.
Uh-huh.
And she made me a crappy review, just like she sounds too noisy, too nosy. The recording quality is crap, and I replied to her and say, you are right. I need to record and make it better. And I say, you must be the first person ever that actually replies me with a good reply after a really bad review. And we became friends, and we are friends still. We write each other.
That's
We have
awesome.
been, and I re-recorded the song and I made it better. So she humbled down and she said she made the effort to make it better, and then she wrote me a really good review after that. But we became friends, and that's it. That's how I met Hector.
I love the story because it's hilarious to me. It's like there you are flirting. It's like, nah, listen, you gotta do this with EQ. You gotta do this. This is wrong. This is wrong. Okay.
But
I love the story.
yeah, just like it was. I really pretended that I was not affected,
Yeah.
but it was just like what?
Pechi says that he's gonna use the flirting methods of Hector. So he's gonna go up to a pretty girl.
They
and
worked.
They work. Be like, hey, listen, you can't record worth of crap. Okay, it's a terrible record.
Hey, there is literally a play on this. Apparently, it's like you give them a compliment, but then you neg them. You give them a negative, and it makes them like you. I don't know. It's some weird psychology thing. He was onto it before people were talking about it. It seems though.
Oh, I love it. I love it. It's amazing at the very least. Hey.
I'm going to tell Hector to look for Morning Light. Can you look for Morning Light there? Because I thought that you were going to play the songs, may not.
Well, yeah, no, I can play the songs. That's not an issue. You send me the music. I have the music. It's just because earlier when we were doing the sound check, you were playing your piano. So I was like, okay, so we can have it both ways. I can play the songs, or you can sing. It's really up to you.
Well, I think I'm going to play one song first. Actually, can you play? Just tell me, what are you going to play? You pick one, whichever.
Well, I like Girl.
From from the first album, you want one to see that I. Okay, I'm going to play "I Still the Leaves" because actually this was the first song that I ever uploaded into internet, and I never considered myself a singer. I mean, I used to sing in the shower, but I was very shy,
What?
and I
Yeah,
yes,
breaking my brain a little bit there.
yeah in high
You
school.
sound like an angel.
in,
You're like, I never consider myself a singer. What?
in high school, I actually never played in any high school musical or anything at all. I was just like, I used to be so shy that they made a play with all the Smurfs, and I was the Smurfette because I was the only blonde in class, and I hid, and no one found me. I mean, that is me. I never performed in public or anything before I really entered into mp3.com. But I was looking for a singer for my songs, and I made a demo of "I Still the Leaves," and people encouraged me, oh, why don't you sing? Just sing your songs yourself. You sing just fine. By the way, I sound really badly by then, but anyway, people was very encouraging. And the recording is going to sound a little bit outdated because it's from 2006 or 2005. But actually, it's a song that made me or encouraged me to become a singer, and it remains to be one of my most popular. It is a song that I still like the lyrics, but it's a very simple chord progression, and actually, it's a song that everyone remembers. So I think there is not a concert that everybody asks me, "Can you play a sleep?" So can you pick another one? But I think I'm almost ready to play it. I hope it sounds fine.
When you say play, you mean you're gonna sing and play the piano, or you're gonna play?
No, I'm going to play this one so I can gather a more reasonable time to play the piano because it's 4:30.
Got you.
Okay.
Now because I know Hector is a tech wizard, I'm sure he figured out how to channel audio through the Discord. Because if you just press play on a computer, we're not gonna hear a thing.
So Hector is going to play "Still the Leaves."
No, that's what I'm asking.
Okay.
I just want to make sure that.
Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to play the backing track, and I'm going to send the sound live. What do you think?
Okay. Yeah, we could do that. Hold on. If you, I'm confused here. If I think unless Hector is doing something, I think that if you play the backing track through the computer, I won't hear it. But you know what? Let's just give it a test. Can you play the track for a second? Let me see if I hear it. You tell me if it's playing.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear it, no problem.
Okay.
Same here.
Then
Yeah,
I'm
awesome.
going to go for it. Okay.
Go for it.
I still keeps. I still keeps. But I'll bring them back in the light will fade when my shadow dies. My voice rises in the song that brings the silence deeper into my naked ground. And it was you to full of the promises to shine a key. And this way we're linked in each other's chains, and that's exactly as it came.
Did we just lose Yidneth? Can you guys still hear me? Oh my god, I couldn't listen to myself, Hector. Which is like, go for it.
That
One
was
second.
really beautiful. But so you know, we've had some technical issues, so we're not sure who can hear us right now. I'm really sorry. But that was so beautiful. I heard all of it.
Yeah,
Okay.
don't worry. It was sounding gorgeous. I had no idea what happened. Normally we have some technical issues, so this is a situation that normally we just have to deal with. It's live radio. I'm gonna do some edits, and hopefully it's gonna be great. But yeah, we just had an issue with the mobs. But don't worry, you were sounding beautiful. Like I was completely engulfed in your performance. I was like listening, and all of a sudden I see people chatting saying, "Oh no, the audio," and I'm like, ah, again.
Oh, okay. It was super early to sing. Typing, typing and writing at the same time, which is like what happens. I forgot I have the microphone and was typing. Yeah, it's. I wasn't expecting to perform live so early, and I was just like, oh my god, I'm still walking. So maybe that was better. Actually, that song. I don't know if someone could hear it anyway. Was the first song that made me singer-songwriter. And I'm going to upload it soon, because even if it's outdated, it has just like a lot of background story in how I became a musician. So I don't know if someone was able to listen. So um, there,
Well,
let
don't
me go
worry. You
back
know
to the
what?
chat.
One thing that I did do, which is
Uh huh.
great, I've been recording this whole thing, so even though it
Oh, good.
stopped streaming to the radio, it's in the
Okay.
recording.
Okay.
So people are going to be able to go back and listen to it when it goes on Steam.
Okay.
Hey, so listen, now that we are past our first glitch of the night, and there might be another one, hopefully not. Let's talk about something else, because I mean, I know the story, so I'm going to ask you things that you know that I know, but people don't know. How is it
Mm-hmm.
that you found Steam, and how is it that all of a sudden you, and I'm not saying this in an insulting way, by all means, I'm just saying this because it's just a fact. Somebody who is not versed in cryptos and all this stuff decided, okay, doesn't matter, I'm gonna go give it a try.
You can play Hector. Well, I've been trying to fund my album Fear No More. It's a very important personal project for me, Fear No More, because of the title. It's been just like my way to confront my fears, and it has like around 22 songs already recorded, and I've been making like so many drawings. And I'm old-fashioned, and I really want to publish the album as a physical copy, because I want it to be a book of illustrations. So I was thinking about finding a way to fund it. I'm really a little bit scared about doing a Kickstarter or something um, like that. And then I made a Patreon website, but I really never announced it. I felt I felt like maybe the Patreon was not the option there, because I just like made the page and I didn't announce it, and it didn't have any traffic at all on its own. And Hector told me, why don't you try this? This is a new thing. And the only thing that I regret, he says, it's just like I didn't find it earlier, when I'm actually just like they're ready for everything that's out and such. And he started to tell me what was crypto and Bitcoin and proof of brain, and I was just like, oh my god, what is this guy talking about? So we both hike a lot because we love nature. Can you hear me right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And okay, we love nature, so we were just like in the middle of the forest, in the middle of the mountain, and crypto and proof of brain, and I was just like, leave me alone. Just like, what are you talking about? I don't have time for another network. I was just like, and then again, I mean, we were getting back to the car, and back, and actually, I was absolutely clueless. But he then told me, you just do what you do, just like share with people, because I really love to share my work with people. Try to think that it's another network. Forget about the numbers, just do your thing. And then we both applied for an account, and it took like 1 month to be approved.
Yeah, that is
Um,
crazy. I'm glad you didn't give up.
yeah.
Like, it wasn't like that when I started. It took like a day.
And I'm doing still what I did the first day. I'm trying. I know it could be a way to fund my art, or it couldn't be. I tried not to feel the stress about it. I honestly stayed because I met and I have found genuinely a few friends here, and I'm addicted to Helpy, and Helpy is Menos Discord, and the chocolate cakes and cookies there. Yeah, the cookies that you give me, Serena. And actually, I just found that I was just like all the day checking on Discord, and Steamy was like a little bit less, just like more of the excuse. So of course, actually, it could be a way to fund my art to some extent. Maybe it couldn't. Maybe, hopefully not. But maybe, everything could turn to ash from one day to another. You never know. But you can never know. But it doesn't take me away from trying. I'm just trying to do my thing. I'm right. I have to trust that my things are, that my art is enough, because what I'm going to share here is my art, the way I have done in every other place. So, but so far I've met new people, and some new people have found my work. So even if only for that, the journey has been already worth, because maybe all those people that are finding my work hadn't heard of me in their life, and this is the way they have found it. So
I'm one of them. I didn't know about you until Steam it. And
uh,
I think I told you this story because it was like for me it was like this. I don't know how you showed up on my radar. Maybe because I'm always
uh,
looking at the music tab.
I, I
Maybe.
know. I think I found you, but I really didn't know you had anything to do with music. I just found the cute quails pictures, and you know that I love
Yes.
animals,
Yes,
and it
that's
was just
it.
like. I was just like, oh, cute quails, look at these, because I was just like a fan of a quail on YouTube. I mean, I really, all my networks, all the people I follow, most of them are rats or birds. I really love animals. And then you sent me a message on Discord, and I was just like, hey, this is the quail guy. And then I tied the information, and I just found out the rest of it. But you will always be the quail guy for me.
The quail guy. Yes, I like that. But the way it happened for me was when I found your profile and I listened to one of your one of the songs. I honestly I think I told you this already. I thought you were not real. I was like, nah, this is BS. This is some
That is because of
scammer.
the glitter or because of the wings?
No, no, no. It was nothing to do with the presentation. I mean, the music was beautiful. The pictures are great. Hector is a badass photographer. He's to me some of the best I've seen on the platform. So the photography is gorgeous, and I'm thinking to myself, now, like this is BS. This is somebody who grabbed an artist from, from another country. I didn't know you're from Spain, by the way, because the music was in English. And it is pretending to be, and I was sure that it was a fake account. But then you kept on posting, and I guess it's not a fake account. And then I saw D Live, and then I knew that that you were real. And then the rest is history, as
But
I say.
I was real. I didn't have glitter. Neither glitter nor wings. Oh, so disappointing.
So that's kind of how it happened. The quail man, yes, Petchy. I actually remember that
Yeah.
cartoon.
Oh, that's sweet. Quails are cute, man. Oh, take it as a compliment.
Oh, I love my quails. I love my quails. Me and Anka have been raising them for over 2 years now. They're awesome. Those are
Yeah, yeah.
cool little critters.
I like your music too now, by the way.
You like the quail music? That's what you like?
No, no, your music, your music.
No. So let me ask you something, Yidneth, regarding because you said something interesting, right? You said a second ago that you don't know if Steam is ever going to finance your career, but you're not too worried about it in a sense that what you make or what you don't make on Steam, it's not going to be a deterrent to you having the necessity to create, right? Is that more or less?
Yeah. Yeah, well, as long as you give me cookies and chocolate cake, I think I'm going to stay a while.
Yes, yes. I keep on saying this, and Crystal, you've heard me say this so many times. Like creatives, and this is in general, it doesn't really matter if we're talking about songwriters, if we're talking about musicians in general, or if we're talking about visual artists. It doesn't matter. We have a
Mhm.
necessity. An emotional necessity to create. It's almost like of course, you need to eat, you need to drink, you need to sleep. Well, you need to, depending on who you are, well, you need to have reproduce or whatever. Those are the needs, right? Those are the basic things.
Yep.
But when you are a creative, you need to create. And when you deny yourself of that particular aspect of yourself, you get depressed. I don't know anybody who is a creative who has been able to repress those desires and be a happy person. It doesn't exist.
Yeah, no.
Um,
When I
I,
couldn't sing, I was hella depressed, and that was a good like 8 year chunk. So it just feels like a part of you has been taken away. So to stop doing something because you're not getting financially rewarded, then did you really want to do it in the first place?
Exactly. I think you
well, I've been discouraged many times, and I think I left music for 1 day and a half. I mean, just like, ah, to the hell, just like I leave it, and then 1 day after, you just go to the piano and play. So it's something that you simply can't. Though I'm concerned because I've seen many good friends and that actually managed to live it. So you wonder, just like, could there come a moment where really I get so discouraged that I would stop doing it? I think I've never reached the point to think that I really think my dream is still worth. I'm here, still standing. It's been 20 years. I've had my little moments of success. I've had my little moments to move forward. In many ways, now I'm making things in a more humble way than I was doing 10 years ago, when I was with a full band and I could tour into concerts in the United States and many countries. So for a little while, I could even make a living from my music. But somehow, I'm also finding new things and learning new things from myself, from this new quiet on my own time. So I guess every struggle redefines you and rearranges you
Mm-hmm.
to create in a different way. And maybe because I'm now just like, I don't know, just like in a small place and on my own, and maybe would say stepping back, I'm finding again something that maybe I was losing on the way. That was just like to create for my own, as I am myself. I don't know how to explain it. Really, it's difficult. Um, but it really, your art shifts with you, and now it's just like I'm trying to fight many fears, and that's how Fear No More has been born. And I think that if I had written that maybe 10 years ago, when everything goes going like more smoothly, it wouldn't be the way it is now. So maybe it is meant to be that way.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I
Mm.
believe in that. I believe in that myself. I believe that all these situations happen and for reasons, and some people say, oh, yeah, but that means that you believe in magic. It's like, well, it's not necessarily that. What I believe is that we are a summation of events, and because we are a summation of events, we can choose to embrace them, we could choose to learn, and the person that we become today is nothing but the way that we processed said events. Or we can choose to ignore them, deny what we feel, and by doing that, repress also the person that we've become. So what you're doing, I don't think it's not only like magical, and I'm using that word to just embellish the fact that it's a beautiful way of embracing your creativity, but I also find it healthy.
Yeah, I would like though to I just posted a picture of our shows, so you can make an idea of what we were doing at the time. I actually, well, some of them are recent. That one, there is one from last year, but um, we love to bring that fantasy and that creativity into our performances, because I really love fantasy. My introduction post on this image is like, I love fantasy. I make fantasy music, my fantasy art, fantasy
Yeah.
I'm
drawings,
so
and
with you on that.
so, so if you don't like fantasy, go away. It's like basically that. Um,
But I love it.
so and when I was when I was doing my performances, of course, what kind of performances do you make? Fantasy.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it was really nice to, yeah, I'm a fantasy. It was really nice to be able to perform with musicians that actually are better technically than myself, because I play many instruments, but I really don't have the technicality to defend. Well, I'm trying a life. The life is fun because now I have to defend on my own. But it was really nice to be wrapped by artists, like by a cello, a violin player, by a flute player, by Hector, and it was quite intimidating. But I'm really finding my mojo back. By the way, I'm doing a live tomorrow at 8 Central European Time. I think that is 6 UTC. I'm sure. Well, Hector is going to write that. Just in case you want to join, I'm going to do one of these solo performances on the live tomorrow.
Well, I'm always there. I look forward to those every single week, so I'm gonna be there. Hopefully, Hector will write the time, and other people that are listening to the show right now could join, because those performances are always awesome, and the sound quality that Hector gets is, I have no idea how he does it. He's got all the ninja tricks. I have no idea how he does it, but I don't think there's another musician that gets that sound on D Live currently. I don't think there's another one. And
Uh,
speaking of, you said something, and I wanna say this, and then I wanted to ask you if I could play Northern Lights,
yeah.
because because one of the songs that you sent me, because it's an awesome song, and I want people to get the idea of the sound that you, I guess you could say, you're known for, and also Hector's productions, because I know he's like the mastermind behind these mixings and all these instrumentations that I hear on these tracks.
I love to. Well, I actually made my arrangements
Oh, did you?
Yes.
Well, I thought it was Hector. Look, I'm giving him credit for something he didn't do.
Yeah, I play here in Northern Lights. I play. I compose also the arrangements that I give to the other instrumentalists. I mean, when you listen to a cello, I have composed the cello, even if it's a cellist I play. So I actually love to layer instruments, and Hector usually helps me with the drums and some additional production, like synth or things like that. But I usually make my own arrangements, and sometimes he complains because I love to just like make songs with not Northern Lights, because Northern Lights is really a simple song, but sometimes I start to record and start to add instruments, and then Hector say,
you told me that he starts to remove them.
Can you mix this for me? And Hector say, Hector is the one. Hector is very important because he's the one that deletes my tracks. I mean, just like, you don't need this, you don't need that, you don't need this flute, you don't need that. And just like, can you? And sometimes I give him just like a project with 100 tracks, and I say, can you make it to 20?
What? But that's brutal, though. I do have to defend Hector on this one, because, I mean, the biggest song I ever mixed myself, and I'm not a mixing engineer, was 45 tracks, and I had the hardest time. You give me a track with a song with 100, I don't know what I would do. I think I would just burn the computer, pour gasoline on it, light it up, call it a day.
It really goes nuts, and I like to make like choirs. So besides the lead vocals, I like to record like sometimes like classical choir, and I try to record the men, the children, and everything with my voice, just trying to pretend and mimic, and just like made a choir sound. And just with the choirs, it can be like 20 to 30 tracks. So he has challenged me to do a song with just piano and voice. I always fail. I have my good intention. Well, I have done for the open mic, because but I already recorded my open mic. I'm going to share it soon afterwards. Soon after I finish this program. But I really struggle to leave a recording just like piano and voice. Maybe the open mic is going to be a training thing for me to go simpler. But yeah, he really is good, really mixing and mastering, which is something I can't do because there comes a moment where I can listen. I can't actually listen to the things that I've dropped inside a recording. I love to layer too much, and I also love to like go and sample really weird sounds from everywhere, and just like sometimes it's difficult to make it sound right.
Oh, I agree, because the thing, all those instruments are competing with each other. Listen, I've queued up Northern Lights, so let's do this. Let me go ahead and play the song so people can hear the amazing music you are putting out. And then we'll come
actually,
back.
Northern Lights, I play one of my favorite flutes, which is the Irish Lodi flutes, which is actually the lead instrument. And
is that the one you play? That's the one you play on your D Live, right? The black one?
It's a rather big, massive flute that my little hands struggle to play with, but I really like the low tone of that flute. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, so we're gonna give this song a go. I am going to move you to the audience so that you can hear the song, because if you stay in this room, you won't be able to. And then once the song is over, I'll bring you right back, or Crystal will do it because she can help me move people around. Okay?
Yep.
It's just like people are saying in chat. This is it's music, but it's not just music. It's like soundscaping too, because it's a song. There's lyrics to it.
Damn.
But my mind is going places. I'm having all these visualizations happening inside my head of where I am, what I'm seeing. And that's actually not just this song. That's all your music. That's
Not sure if anything else is going on, but that was absolutely beautiful.
yeah.
Thank you.
She gets a request for this song every time she does the D live. By the way, there's
I'm not sure why. Can hear typing. Who's typing?
I can't listen to anything right now. So I'm not sure. Oh, okay.
Oh, there's me. Okay, cool. I'm just like, have I broken something?
Yeah,
Don't
I have
leave
no
me in
idea.
charge. Thank
I have
you.
no idea what I. Oh, you know what it is? I sometimes forget to unmute, because here's the thing: you have to unmute twice. You have to unmute on Discord, and you have to unmute on the actual streaming. And I failed, and I didn't unmute my Discord, so you girls couldn't hear me, but everyone could. So, to the audience, the audio was fine the whole time, but you girls were like, "Oh, I don't know what's going on."
Yeah, I may have failed a little there too, because I'm just like, oh, I need to talk more, I think.
But listen, isn't it that's beautiful? Well, you didn't hear me say it, but I love this music because of course it's fantasy, and it's meant to take you places, and it's a combination of like soundscaping. Like my mind goes already like to movies. I imagine this whole situation happening in like Mordor. I don't know if that makes any sense to you, but that's what I imagine. It's just really beautiful music.
I can.
Maybe you imagine fantasy? That's
Yes.
good.
Do you know what I'm talking about, Mordor? By the way, Crystal. Do you know?
Yes, of course. God,
I was the total Tolkien nerd when I was a little girl.
When I
Oh,
was
there
in
you
grade 7, that's when I first read Tolkien. That's what got me into reading first. Tolkien has a lot to answer for. So, Tolkien and Feist, my true authors, I love.
So see,
And
I have
Shakespeare.
I have a really funny story about Tolkien. I was such a nerd. And I don't know if I should I don't know if I should say this online. I think I've never shared it. Maybe I should like finally
Don't worry about it.
yeah.
Seriously,
maybe
I'm a massive Tolkien nerd. I got 2 books of his as all of my presents when I was like 12. Okay, that's how big of a nerd I am. I at 12 I decided books were the way to go for my birthday, and yeah, I haven't looked back.
So when I was a little girl, well, I was 17. I traveled to Oxford to actually visit the Tolkien's grave. I've always loved fantasy, so it's not only Tolkien. I love Michael Ende, The Neverending Story, and traditional fantasy books, and mostly the 19th century literature of ghost and fairy tales from the Victorian era. But I really love Tolkien, of course, because I love fantasy. And I was very much a nerd when I was a little girl. Well, of course, I'm a geek and nerd right now. But I mean, I used to play role games and read The Lord of the Rings. And I went to Oxford and I tried to join the Tolkien Society. And they made me a challenge, which was to spend the night by Tolkien's grave in the cemetery.
What?
What?
I've hung out in the cemetery before. I'd do it.
The thing is just like I'm going to tell these because I feel like I'm among friends, and I don't know if this is going. I've really never said this publicly.
You are among
just
friends.
to my friends, so I hid in the there's just like really the cemetery is not scary. There's even signals just go there, here, there. It's Tolkien's grave, and I stayed there, dressed like a Galadriel by the Shakespeare Royal Company on Tolkien's grave. And when it was 2 or 3 in the night, I was 17. I heard just like some guys getting into the cemetery, and I thought, oh my God, just like this is just like so dangerous. What am I doing? I am alone in the cemetery, and there are some drunk guys just like getting in. So what did I do? I froze, and I just stayed there, frozen, dressed in white in a cemetery in the middle of the night. Can you believe those guys, when they saw me, they were
They shadow break.
they went pale, they stopped laughing and they came back just like quietly. They left, and many years after, I heard that there were just like rumors that there was a white ghost, a white lady ghost by Tolkien's grave, and that's me.
That's awesome.
Really, just like I was just like, there's always an explanation for everything that becomes
That is hilarious.
a
You
rumor.
just
But
reminded me of a crazy story.
yeah.
I think that's awesome. But I'm going to tell you a grave story. Now
By
that
the
we're
way,
going in the
don't do
graveyards.
this. Don't do this. It's dangerous. You can have just like I got lucky. I mean, just like
No,
that's
no.
why I
I have
never
no
tell
intention
it.
of sleeping in a cemetery. I have to say right now. I'm going to put it out there. No intentions whatsoever. But I do have a story,
Good
a
to know.
cemetery story to share. When I was about 13 or 14, there was a big scare in my hometown in South America because what happened was that here's well, maybe it's gonna sound really weird to people that have never been to South America, but that's how things get done over there. Like the cemeteries are there. There's a part of the cemetery in my home city where it's for like, I guess you could say people that don't have that much money, and they just look like honeycombs, right? So it's like a little square, and it's like a honeycomb, and then you rent it out for like 20 years, and then they take it out. They take it out. I don't have no idea what to do with the body, and I don't even want to go there, but they put it in there for some time, then they take it out and all this stuff and whatnot. And apparently, you traitor, Veggie, I'm I am just I'm just sharing a story. And apparently, what happened was that some drunks would get into the cemetery at night to sleep, and they would go into the empty graves. So that was a common thing, because they didn't they didn't have anywhere to go. They're homeless, so they would just get in there, go into one of those empty. I'm gonna call them honeycombs, just so that you get the idea. They would climb, get in there, and fall asleep. And apparently, this one particular time, somebody who was I guess they thought he was like a wizard or something had died, and the family. Some people called him a wizard, a shaman. Some people didn't, but whatever. He died, and the family took the coffin into the honeycomb thing, whatever it's called, and they pushed it in. And I guess when they pushed it in, there was one of these homeless people sleeping in there. And the dude freaked out, but the homeless guy. But he started screaming. He's like, "Wait, wait!" And he kicked the coffin out, and apparently everybody freaked out. Everybody bolted out of the cemetery, and they left the body there for hours until somebody came back to see what was going on. And that was in a newspaper. And I remember my dad telling me about it. It's like, "Oh yeah, that is crazy. What would you do? Like, you're in a cemetery. You're like, yeah, our uncle died. This is like third degree uncle, whatever. Yeah, we gotta go." And then all of a sudden, when they're pushing him in, there's a what? Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
it would freak me out too. Yeah, I don't mess with the cemeteries, Priscilla. I would never go, never.
No, it
See,
doesn't.
like I
It,
don't have an issue with cemeteries. I had to walk past like a really ancient one when I lived closer to the city. The train station was right across from it, and to get home, I had to like sort of walk next to it or through it. And we're talking like 17, 1800, like the bodies were buried at that time, and so they were all really ancient, old, broken tombstones, broken like concrete plates at the top. It was really beautiful and peaceful. Yeah, there were some freaky fuckers that would go through there at times, but it would be really good to inspire darker, trippier history sort of writing and feelings and emotions and stuff. It's history.
Actually, I'm not really, gothic person myself. I mean, I like sometimes to dress in dark garments because, as I say, there is a little spectral side to my story. But I grew a fondness for 19th century literature. And especially ghost and spectral stories. They're usually just like a romantic, spectral, sometimes not, sometimes spooky, but I mean, just like it's more like classic literature of ghost tales. And one of my favorite books is M.R. James, Ghost Tales of an Antiquarian. So my love for the place is more like an artistic thing, rather than being just like really very gothic myself. I actually I'm a very green person. I love I love nature, and most of the time I'm dressed like a pixie all the time. And just like when I go hiking, I'm always just like wearing medieval garments, and it's not that I'm really I'm really not dressing for the pictures. I actually yeah, there is a goal. Oh my God, don't post that. There is a gothic doll of myself. That's true.
I love it.
Yeah, I've been made into a doll 3 times. And actually, it's weird because I have one of the prototypes of the doll. I think that was when I was
Save
just
that,
like,
Betchy. Save that. Don't let it delete it. They're gonna delete it. Save it.
oh, what? Yeah, we actually it was quite pricey. I wouldn't be able to afford it myself. It was sort of more a collections thing. But yeah, there's a Priscilla Hernandez. Actually, there are 3 different dolls of Priscilla Hernandez. But that was just like when I was, just a little bit more well known. And this, but I have the doll, and the doll is younger than me. Now it's getting creepy. Like, oh my God, I'm getting like haggard, and you are young forever. This is weird. And it's funny because the doll has like my performing garments. I used to perform with the raven wings and that lacy dress, and they made the dress just exactly to the one that I was wearing on the stage when I was promoting that city. And it was just like really just like really interesting to see the doll when I had it. The other doll that it's made of me, it's just like more a younger version, and then I think there are like three dolls. I don't know if they're available
Wow.
for purchase, but yeah, I'm not a Barbie though. As you can see.
No, but
I
who
like
wants
that
a
you're not a
Barbie? Who wants a
Barbie.
Barbie?
That's
Oh,
I would much rather give my kid a goth doll than a Barbie. Seriously.
hands down.
That is cool. Yeah, no, I'd totally give that to my kid.
Yeah, you know
They would
what?
love it.
100%, 100%. I now,
I'm
but now
trying
I
to.
have questions now because you've been saying that you go hiking on these garments. So let me ask you this: do you use it everywhere? Do you go like, oh, I'm gonna go, I'm gonna go buy some ice cream, and you dress like that? No, not
I
really. Right?
have gone. I have gone to the supermarket with wings, and a couple of times. And yeah, I have. I like to tease my neighborhood quite a lot. I don't know why. Maybe because now I live in just like actually my wear is usually very pixie-like itself, but sometimes I on purpose I just like try to freak out my neighborhood a little bit. And actually, I have a funny story. On Christmas, it's not really like dressing up. I just like mix the colors so it's obvious, but it's daily wear, but it's sort of obvious the mood. And I was dressed all in red and green on Christmas with a pointy hat. And I went to ask for coffee in my local cafeteria, and he said, "Are you going to a party?" And I say, "A party? It's Christmas night. My boss makes me work the whole the whole night. What are you talking about? This is a night I work. This is the worst night of the year." And they were just like, "Are you going to a party?" They didn't get the joke anytime. But I keep trying. I keep trying to train my neighborhood though. Sort of particular sometimes. Did I say it? I was a little bit nerd. That is. And actually, I have to say that for there is just like some of a written rule that if you are over 40. I'm 41 now. Like you can't do these kind of things. Just like it's not well thing. Why shouldn't you be dressing like this? Or why shouldn't you do? Why should you be doing just like fantasy things? Just like, but where is it written? I can't, precisely because I'm mature enough
Yeah,
to
I'm with
choose
you.
whatever I want to do.
Yeah.
What if I'm a fairy godmother now? Fairy godmothers are they get a wand, they grant wishes, it's fine, and then I'll become a witch, a hobgoblin, whatever. But if I like find,
You said that the other
if
day
I
in your dilemma. I was laughing so hard. It's like I used to be a fairy. Now I'm a fairy godmother, and then I'm gonna become a goblin. Who knows?
and I'll crawl whatever, just like as long as I enjoy it, why shouldn't I? So I think I'm looking forward to meet my older self, and I hope that maybe 20 to 30 years from now, I'm a really weird freak, lady, wearing rings and pixie
I
dresses as
love
well.
it.
I
I wish
love
more
it. I
people
think
would
that's
have the
great.
balls to wear what they want to wear and be who they want to be and stop allowing others' judgment control how they allow themselves to be perceived
and
by the world.
and women and men of the world, nothing happens at 40, nothing.
Hey,
You
Well,
listen.
just
that's good to
become.
know. I'm getting too close to that now. It's starting to freak me out.
I gotta ask you. I gotta ask you, Yidneth, because I mean, I'm sure Crystal doesn't know. I mean, she's seen a couple pictures, but she doesn't know. Did you know, Crystal? Did you know that Yidneth has a shirt that says "Crazy Rat Lady"?
No, I don't have
No,
it. I want it. I
Oh, you
want
want
it.
one?
would.
Oh, that's what you
Yeah,
said. You wanted one.
no,
Okay,
no.
so what?
I want to. I used to go with my rats on my shoulders, and they have passed away a couple of years ago. But still, I go everywhere in my neighborhood, and people stop and ask me, "Are you the rat lady? Are you the rat lady?" So I'm telling Hector that I really want. Well, but by the way, whoever that is listening to me, yes, I'm a crazy rat lady. I love rats. I spam everyone with rat memes. I really love really love rats. You know that viral kitten video of a girl that she shared on YouTube. I love cats. I love every kind of cat, but I want to hack them all, but I can't. It's just like a song that went viral. I'm
Yeah.
that person, but with rats. I want to
And
hack
actually,
every
I'm
rat
that
in the
person,
world.
but with cats too. I'm the original like cat lady too.
So I'm telling Hector, I really want to have some fufunchis. We call them fufunchis again. And next time, I'm just going to go for the t-shirt to make clear everybody, just like, yeah, I'm the crazy rat lady, just like single taking rat mom. That's me. Just like check. And
They're
yeah,
asking why do
you
you
just
love rats? In the audience. I know the answer, but so people who are listening to you, they're going right now. Oh my God, a rat! What?
Rats. And I really love all animals. I actually I love every furry creature in the world and non furry creatures in the world as well. I really love nature. I'm a vegetarian since I was 8 years old. But somehow in my life, I got sucked into studying animal biology and then genetic engineering. I never hurt an animal, but it was something that I had to choose afterwards, that was to halt my career. I mean, I had one of the best qualifications at the university at the time I studied, but I am unable to research because I can't hurt an animal, and less even a rat, which are people don't know, but they are as smart as a dog. They can fetch a ball. They are potty trained. They're intelligent. You can teach them. They come they come when you call them. And most importantly, rats are community. They're like pack animals. They treat each other so beautiful that I think it's one of the best animals to have, to observe how true empathy between animals of the species are with each other. They're among the few animals where empathy has been scientifically proved, and they take care of their babies and they take care of the elders. I had an old rat, and the young rat would feed her and would
Aw.
sleep with her when she got hind leg paralysis. She would feed her, and the last thing they did when the old rat died was to lick his sister and say farewell. And I have a picture of them hugging when she was passing away. And
What?
that really, yeah, I just like when I offset that, just like we don't know. How can't we deny that they have feelings. So that moment, which was a sad, bittersweet moment, that Ritva passing, just told me, okay, there are so many things that we don't know. The Black Plague actually was not caused by rats, road to nowhere. The Black Plague
No,
was
it was
caused by
caused
fleas.
by
And
and
actually, what
people not having proper hygiene as well.
Yeah.
yeah,
Too many people, too
and
small of
actually,
space.
there is just like a misconception, because actually the fleas were more on wild mice and the black rat, which is Ratus ratus, but the Norwegian rat, the seaworth rat, was resistant to the flea. So when the Norwegian rats spread and displaced the black rat, actually it helped to eradicate the Black Plague. So, but on the
If I'm not
contrary,
mistaken, rats are really clean, aren't they?
yeah, they are very clean, and you can potty train them in a couple of hours. So
There's
That's
they
there's a
really
cafe over here. I don't remember the name of the cafe, but I'm sure I can find that video. There's a cafe for like cat lovers, and you go there. There's hundreds of cats, and you can pet them. So like crazy cat people can go there. And
Yay.
one of the interesting things about this cafe is that they have rats, and
yeah, taking care of the kitten, right?
yeah, and they take care of the kittens. So the rats are what's it called, madres nodrizas. How do you say it in English? I forgot. To the
Like a
kittens,
foster mother.
foster moms. Yeah, to the kittens.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Well,
and you
that's
and
so
you
And
awesome.
yeah, you
yeah,
see the
and
videos of
actually,
the cats like licking them or making sure they're fine. They're looking for them. It's crazy. They're like, what is
and
interspecies
people
love? What's going on? This is weird.
people will say, "Oh, they're dirty. They're in the sewers," but actually, all the dirt that is in the sewers, who produces that dirt? It's ours. It's
Yeah.
ours dirt. So actually, if you have, of course, if a wild feral animal comes out from the sewer, or if a wild feral homeless person come out dirty from the sewer, you're not going to go there and hug him, you know. But if someone is clean, or they're kept as pets, they can be as loving and as clean as any other animal. And actually, I say your opinion would change completely if you see how they are with each other. They actually, when they're where the companions die, they usually, if you keep the rat alone, usually they get depressed and die as well. So you have to be really careful and keep them in a family. But they're really amazing with each other. My rats were Tula, Ritva, and Taika, which means the wind, the branch, and the spell. And they even have a song. And I made a song. The video clip is on YouTube. I'm going to drop the link, which is called No Matter What They Say. And the song says that they're not ready yet. They're still to plan. And it's a song about prejudice. I'm just going to drop the link if I find it.
Oh, but I can play that song. Why don't we play that song next? Because we only played two, and we got quite a few songs to play today. We might not be able to play all the songs you sent me, but why don't we play that song? Because it's one of the ones you sent me, and have people listen
Yes,
to it. It's a beautiful
actually,
track.
I'm going to. Yeah, that's it. I got the link. I'm going to drop the link.
So they can see
my
the rats,
yeah,
the fufunchis.
my rats are my fufunchis. And actually, I made the song called "No Matter What They Say," and I even got some emails from listeners just like very upset. Why are you putting rats in your video? That's disgusting. And I was again replying back, just like, no matter what they say, I'm free to choose whatever I want to love. I mean, and if I love my rats, they should be treated with respect. They're not hurting anyone. They're not doing anything wrong to anyone, and I chose to love them, and they chose to love me. So we have to learn that we have to respect people's choices. And even if of course, if someone is afraid of rats, I'm not going to throw a rat on them.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah, just like we have to, the same way I'm vegetarian, and I don't try to force that on meat eaters. But if we choose to do something, or if we love something, they should be treated at least with respect. And that's why I'm all the time just like dropping like cute rat memes, because I think that maybe that way I can change the way they are perceived by other people. So I'm going to drop a link of a video clip, beware, there are many rats in the video.
Yes. And I'm
Yes.
actually, and what we're going to do now is I'm going to play the song. Obviously, this is going to be the song of the video. You can watch the video later, but because people on the radio can't watch the video, I'm
Hmm.
just going to go ahead and play the song for the people who are listening right now.
Okay.
It's a beautiful song, I have to say. I mean, I know the context of the song, meaning why you wrote it and all this stuff, but even without the context, just the melody, it's just, just just the way it was composed, the flute, it takes you places. It's a beautiful song.
Thank you.
Absolutely stunning. Yeah.
I honestly,
Yeah.
I haven't found one of your songs that I didn't like. I haven't found one that I go like, yeah, it's just a filler. And I think that is something that it not common, because a lot of albums that artists put out, especially if we're talking about pop music nowadays, there's a lot of them are fillers. I mean, at least it happened for the longest time. I don't know if Nathan's gonna agree with me, but you would have two or three songs that were the good ones, one that was the big promoted one, and then the rest you make it go like, eh. But I haven't heard a single one of your songs that I didn't think was amazing.
Thank you. I really like to make them just like each one of my songs has a story. So for me, they're like individual exercises of a story. As I said, I wanted to be a writer. So for me, they're a way to storytell, and they're just like I usually people choose like a well, I like fantasy, but within the fantasy, sometimes the themes of the songs are really weird, like a song about a haunted house or a song about a drowning. For a song, I really like them to be different and sometimes at different moods. So it's difficult to please everyone because you really they're quiet or they're ethereal, but they not all of them fit in the same genre, and sometimes that's not good because people get confused. Like you're supposed to be new age, but then you have like a dark, super dark, spooky song, and they don't get it.
Oh, I love
But
those. I love those.
precisely, I have the freedom, just um, to me, to mix in the back whatever I want. So if I want to do an electronic track with more up tempo, then I'm free to do it if I want to, or if So maybe it's not really sensible at the time to make just like just like a project, because you don't really are not focusing to a certain public. But at the same time, my projects are like more personal. I try to think just like they are a soundtrack. And when you watch a movie, there are some like quiet moments, there are sad moments, there are happy moments, there are scary moments, and they go to different moods. So I think it's just like a way for me to imagine about the city, just like if you're watching a movie and you have like different moments on that movie with different moods.
Man, that's a good analogy. I like to say that and this is speaking in my case. Like I mean, it would be pretty myopic to think that artists are one dimensional. So like to say, oh no, you're supposed to do, for example, only love songs. It's really to put an artist in handcuffs and then ask him to be free. It's an oxymoron. So when it comes to composition, I think that's great that you do it like that, because as an independent artist, that is what I would expect from an independent artist. I would expect them to explore the whole palette of emotions, the whole spectrum. Whatever it is, anger, fear, hope. I think I've said before that I can't really relate to happy songs, but there's nothing inherently bad with happy songs. I just can't relate to them too much. And it so happens that I can relate a lot to dark music. And it's not because I'm a depressive guy. It's not because I like to feel down. It's quite the opposite. It allows me to explore those emotions that people tend to hide. And because I think I'm what people refer to as an empath. I it's a
Yeah, you are for sure.
So it's kind of like the way that I can and live life. Really, it's almost like it's a part of my life that I embrace. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, it's like it's kind of weird because it's almost like saying, yeah, but do you want to be sad? It's not that I want to be sad. It's just that we cannot expect to be happy all the time, and exploring a powerful emotion is healing. You know?
I often feel better after singing a really emotional, sad song. I don't know why, but it's like you've lived through the emotion through to conclusion. If the song's written well and it's really deep and dark and takes you places, it usually comes somewhere at the end to a point of conclusion. And yeah, there's a release, and it's good. It's like self-therapy.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, and I think even if we get into metaphors, they are like a way to convey our feelings. I know it sounds a little bit selfish, but I sort of write my music for myself because it's my way to heal. And if I had chosen to write mainstream music, and um, I have nothing against mainstream music, but well, actually saying that I reject many big labels. The only time that I made it to national newspapers, I was portrayed like a strange person because I had declined nine labels, and two of them were major labels, and we had a platform by them to promote musicians, and we were approached by two very big labels. One of them told me there is too much fantasy on your music. The other one told me that I had to copycat a very successful group. And for me being 20, 24, 25 at the time, um, what I wanted to do, I hadn't really done music before. I don't want to be a singer. I want to be a songwriter. I want to create stories. I am a storyteller. So when people are just seeing the voice or ignoring that I'm a songwriter, or just like, oh, I like the voice, but you should be singing this pop rock that I have written. Nothing against pop rock, but I'm doing these because I love to storytell. So I'm not the voice. I'm not even the best singer in the world. I'm learning. I'm still learning. But I really sang because I had something to tell. And so when people tell you there is too much fantasy in your music, you should be doing this song, and you're going to work with these people, and we're going to try to do a Spanish version of this group. Um, then you have to see, oh my God, you have to say no. And one of the deals would have allowed me to buy a house. I mean, it was really a huge deal. And it's been many years since, and I don't regret it. I mean,
Love
I've
that.
had my little moments of success. I mean, I have performed for the life for 10 people, and I have performed for 10,000. I mean, I've really gone all through the moments in between, and all those moments having a special, they have always been sweet. And I think the reason they have been sweet and special is because I've been there singing my stuff, singing my songs, expressing myself. And um, and, and that is the point, that I do music because it makes me feel good. It makes me heal when I convey my feelings, my sorrow, my fears into something that I can shape and I can share with others. And I'm on Steemit, and I'm on internet, and I'm because I love to share that. And but that is a part of myself, and it wouldn't have been otherwise if I had gone any other way. That's why I wrote. There is just like several motifs that repeat in many of my songs. Just like go through the long way, no shortcut is safe. They keep on repeating in many songs because that's sort of the philosophy, that it is not worth if you take a path that is not your own path. It doesn't matter. The numbers usually corrupt. What is success? Success is not a number. Success is fulfillment as an artist. And there is this misconception that success is actually related with a number. Not even on a estimate, your success is a number on your rewards. Is So you have to always remember that as long as you have a dream, and your dream is your dream, and you live for that dream, and you still have the thrill and feel that thrill to follow it, um, you are succeeding. It's been 20 years on music as a professional. Let's say professional. I'm not really making a living right now from it. I did before, but I still feel that thrill when I do a song. I still enclose myself in the studio and I make a song and I say, "Oh, there, I feel it, I got it," and or it's shit, it's crap, I need to improve it. But I feel that, and it still moves me, and it moves me places. Sometimes into unexpected places, like a Stimit, or now into Discord and meeting new people. It's just like, so. Whatever you do, don't get stressed. Just breathe deeply, because no one can tell you how big or how small you can dream. You can dream as big as you want, and dreams don't cost a thing. Uh, They keep you moving.
I think you pointed out a really great issue there, which is what I actually think is really wrong with the music industry, which is, hey, we've got this one thing that's working, let's try and replicate that, rather than, hey, I listen to your music and I really like you, but I want to change things up because it's not quite what I think will sell as good, even though that's what attracted them to you in the first place, was hearing your stuff. It just shits me so much to hear that. And I think
I
that that's why
I
we're
feel
stuck
that
in
you
this
have
rut.
undergone it. I have the sense that you have undergone the same thing.
No, no, no. I really haven't tried to pursue music professionally. This is probably the most professional music path I've taken, because I lost my voice for almost a decade. So it really put a spanner in the works. But I love hearing these people who I'm like, wow, you should be hella famous. And that's like, well, I was kind of offered the chance to be there, and I rejected it because it wasn't true to who I was and what I wanted to do. And I love people that can stick to their passion and their art and their creativity, and it's for them. It's what they want to do, and not compromising that is what makes it the beautiful, pure brilliance that it is.
And you know what? I keep doing my thing, and I'm not just like closing any door. I mean, if something really comes my way, and because you never know when a chance can come your way.
For
I
sure.
want that chance to be for what I do, not for what I should be doing to be successful.
Exactly.
So I keep on doing my thing the way that I like it. It's not that I'm closing a door. I actually, in art and in music, it depends on taste. So maybe they think, oh, this is not mainstream enough. But some other people would think, oh, this is exactly my thing. So you never know. Maybe one day some chance will knock my door, and I want that chance to be for what I want to do, the way I want to do it. And it has to be enough because it's what I want to do, the way they want to do it. And I know it sounds selfish, but I keep on having that dream, and I'm prepared. It is not that I close my eyes and I say, no, 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 I want to be always independent. Of course, I would like to live from my music and to have a certain comfort to be able, well, not really to be rich, but to be able to do my art, not with the limitations that the
Hmm.
lack of resources, make you struggle with, right? Because actually making music cost money, and if you have some ease in life, it's easier to create and to have the time to do things faster, right? but
Yeah.
um but I just keep doing my thing. It's just like when I joined the Stimit, I'm going to share what I am, and the people that find me are going to be the people that connect with that. I don't want to go the faster way. Actually, 2 months in, I have some people that actually are engaged, and I feel that they start to reply, and they're just like replying when I post something, and with their super power encouraging me since I joined. So those are the people that I need. Um, people that like what I do, and that's all. I think just like I'm
No,
branching out.
no, but you said it perfectly. Honestly, I have to confess one thing. I was a little worried today because I was like, oh, I hope Yidneth is not shy. I hope she doesn't like shy away and she kind of just lets her personality flourish, and it's happening. And I'm super happy because you are you right now. This is like your stage, and that's awesome. But I mean, and me and you in that sense, and everything that you just talked about, agree 100%. I think that's why this could be the game changer. Because an artist can be an artist, and the people that flock to that artist are the ones that resonate with that artist, and we don't have these go-betweens that tell you what the artist should or should not do. The copy paste bullshit that is out there that annoys the crap out of me. I have to say that and for women, it's particularly complicated because in the world of pop music, it's almost like, and I say it because I have friends, that have had this experience before. Oh, you're a girl? Okay, you're pretty? Okay, no, lose a guitar. This is what you're going to do. It's because they already have this idea of how they're going to sell it.
Hmm.
I have a particular friend. She's doing acting now. She didn't give up on music, She's a very pretty girl, super talented, awesome guitar player. Is a badass guitar player, and she got interviewed by some labels because she's a great singer too. And the first thing they would tell her is like, yeah, you got to lose the guitar. And she was like, what do you have to lose the guitar? Yeah, no, that's not what we want. This is the look we want for you. He's like, yeah, but I'm a guitarist. I sing and I play guitar. No, yeah, you got to lose the guitar. So
Yeah, fuck that.
exactly, so that's why this could be such a game changer, because it's exactly as Yidneth is just saying. An artist can just be them, and then what happens is whatever happens. Now, this is not to say that an artist that comes to the platform should not have the ability to come up to design a plan, to think of their career on Steam. And I know when I use that word, some people cringe, but with the mindset of a businessman or a businesswoman. But that just means that you organize yourself. That means that you think about, okay, so if I'm going to be doing this particular content, I'm going to be putting out these songs, these are the days I'm going to do it, and you come up with a plan and you execute. This is also not to say that these things should be written in stone, to where, every single Tuesday I am going to, that's not the point. It's not, things could change, you could adapt. But what it is important is just like as Yidneth was saying, is to have consistency. There's a lot of guys, a lot of musicians, and a lot of authors, poets, or whatever. They come onto the platform, they start putting content, and 3 weeks later they're like, well, fuck this. I mean, I tried. No, that's not trying. You know what I mean? That's not try. That's not thinking as a businessman or as a businesswoman. That's trying to see. It's something like entitlement, unrealistic expectations. There's a lot of things there, and we can go into that for hours. But the way that it could be done and it should be done is exactly what Yidneth is describing. You come here, you're consistent, you're genuine, because people can see through the bullshit, and you network. And then next thing you know, if you stick to it, all of a sudden you will have that strong community that's gonna support you and take you to the next level. And who knows? Maybe months from now, it doesn't have to be years. Maybe months from now, Steemit could go crazy, and all of us could be laughing about this conversation when we were considering the possibility of Steam financing our artistic ventures, saying, it'd be awesome. It'd be awesome if we could finish the album with the money we're making from Steam. And a few months from now, we're like, what do you want to do now? Let's take a trip. We just finished the album. You know what I mean?
Well, I have to say it happens. Steam ebbs and flows. This is a down phase. We should all be posting as much as we can, quality content, to get more Steam now. So when the price goes back up, you've got that nice little nest egg that you've been building. But also, my story more than others probably know. Mm-hmm. But basically, Steam has changed my life. Steam is funding me to do pretty much everything. And I've been managing to help support the music community because of how well I've been doing. Because I don't have anything personal going at the moment for music. So why not help those that are out there creating to continue to create the music that I am really loving hearing?
Well, actually, the project that I want to release, I want to release my physical CD, and I know it's not a sensible time for physical products when people are streaming music online almost for free. But I want to do this book with artworks, because half of my work is actually the illustrations. So Fear No More is a project that will likely have over 60 plates of illustrations, and I really need to do a physical copy, if I know that is going to be an investment that I might not be able to recover because people are not really buying physical CDs or whatever. I don't know the format of the audio, but actually it's going to be a physical book or a physical something. And but I can't do it on my own. So whatever that adds up to make it happen sooner, okay, welcome me. But I'm not going to stress thinking, okay, I have to give a 100%. Just like this is a roll the dice and this is my last, my last and only opportunity. But I don't want to deny it as an opportunity. Why should I? So I'm just like, that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep on sharing. This tomorrow you will see my first open mic, hopefully. I already recorded it. So yeah, it's going to be up in the morning probably when I have a little time to write the article, and mostly because I have been engaging and working with some fellow musicians from the open mic, and they're all the week just like, oh, you need to record the open mic, and I'm just like, oh, this week I haven't slept, oh, this week I haven't washed my hair, just like I was just like trying to give excuses, and I was just really being lazy to perform, to actually film the video. So last night I just said, okay, girl, just do record, and it's not going to be perfect, and it hasn't have to be perfect. Just press record and do one take, and it's okay. So I'm going to share my imperfect first open mic with lots of heart and lots of love, because I just want also to say thanks to the people in the community that are just like embracing me, and just to make it a statement, just like it is not that I'm avoiding it. It's just like I'm lazy. No, it's not. It's been a really hectic month, and um, I'm really happy that I managed to record it this time. I have to thank Hector because he has made everything easy for me, just like to sit down on the keyboard and press rec, and it records pretty. So there, there is that, and I did it.
I need one of
And
them, someone who can just do all of the technical stuff for me.
You,
Bit knows technical stuff, but he's not, focused on recording and sound and stuff like that. So he helps me where he can, but it's not his area.
actually, it is not complicated because it's actually the same thing I'm doing for DD Live, right? It's just like sitting down on a piano and singing a song, but yeah, you have to just like to film it and everything, and then the first day I tried to film it, just like, oh my god, this is terrible, and then I decided yesterday to just like do one take and forget about it, just like I'm not even going to really watch it much. Because then you can always think, oh, I can do better, and then it's just like an endless loop, right? The record effect, and I'm leaving the way it was, and I hope you like it. It's going to be up tomorrow. And I also want to remind everybody that tomorrow I'm going to do a D live at 20 European Central Time, and I would be grateful. I'm going to maybe to drop a link of my Discord, and you can join me there because there is a chat that actually goes on the D Live, and so instead of writing on the Steemit post, which I'm grateful if you're struggling with bandwidth or whatever and you want to interact, we also have a Discord chat that actually shows on the D Live concerts. And I want to say to all the musicians that might be listening to me, well, I do a D Live once a week. But I guess if you like it, why not more? But that G Live is really a platform that is offering just like a little window for musicians, and I think it's lacking right now art and music there. So let's play it with art and music. Nothing against the gamers. I mean, I'm really grateful to D Live because I kept, they gave me my first push on a Steemit. But we need to play it a little bit with art, with learning, with tutorials, with music. I feel that is the message that we should be just like bring in there. But if you want to join me there, I'm going to be there tomorrow.
the challenge is that not all of us. I don't have one. I know we don't have Hectors. You're the only one with a Hector. So,
yeah, he's my ninja.
yeah, he's a music ninja there, like the sound ninja. So I don't have a Hector. I don't think they sell them over here, and I need to really figure out how to make it sound like that because I'm like.
But Hector has already helped via Discord several of our friends that were struggling with the OBS to broadcast, and they are now successfully performing on their own. So just like he's always there, just trying to help. Just send him a message, and he'll be happy to assist if you need help. And sometimes you don't have to do anything complicated. Just like Serena, grab your guitar and just go there.
Serena, I would love to see her live.
I want to.
Yeah, she shared a song today that I was fanboying. I guess you can say that. Can you say that as a boy? Yeah, fanboying.
Sure.
Yeah,
I
think
guess.
so. Yeah, what the hell not?
Yeah, what the hell not? Who cares? We're making up our words. It doesn't matter. She said a beautiful song today. I left her like a little message there. I think she saw it. And I even re-steamed it. She can be a little too shy, a little too humble because she's an awesome
blush
songwriter.
girl. She's blushing on the chat.
She's
I
amazing. I love her
Yeah,
voice.
just like it's been really sweet because we have been friends. We were friends so long ago, and then we were on Facebook, but Facebook algorithm somehow kept us apart. I mean, that we would see each other's posts, but somehow we were not connecting the way we had before until we joined on Steemit, right, Serena? It's just like and now she gives me cookies. So and I really like that. I like the feeling, of recognition, and she's
Yeah,
really amazing. She should be aware of that. That she's really amazing.
she is. Hey,
I don't know
listen,
if I
Yidneth.
have time for one last song,
Yes,
maybe.
that's exactly what I was gonna say. We could either do a live one, or I want to play "Grow" because it's an amazing track.
I'm going to try to play Grow then. Okay, I'm going to move to the piano, and I hope it sounds. But maybe you can tell me, you can tell Hector on the chat if it's not sounding or anything. We can hold it and then we can play it. But I'm going to move to the piano, and if it works,
I think the issue
you
last time was actually nothing to do with you guys. I think it was
okay?
actual on our side, the issue. So,
So I'm going to try to perform Grow for you,
all right,
and I'm going to
awesome.
move to the piano.
So this is gonna be live radio, people.
Yeah, it's live radio at almost 6 in the morning, so I have to sing quietly, and it's weird to sing quietly. So I hope that it sounds okay, because I have neighbors and people in the house that might complain, but it's a quiet song, so I think it should be okay. Should I? Okay, should I go?
Yeah, you're good to go.
I hear the cold and spread my arms. Nothing to. Okay, there we go. Now we start. I hear the cold and spread my arms to heal the song and reach out to long land. Then timeless songs shaping my mouth and spiral on as days turn long and my breath. Oh, listen, let's flow, waking from slumber to subtle glow. It's a shift within, a rustling noise that seems to speak, feel its message singing. What sounds like rain on winding leaves, now it's start to grow all green. The road less walked will be my own, now that I'm sure that it leads me back to you. A door unlocked into the unknown. I became yours, and emotion, I'm bark, and I'm roots. But you can't feel small once you start to wander. All those trees so tall, when once tiny seeds, they stood against the strongest wind and kept thriving, shade on shade, to grow. So just let it grow. So just give it time to heal. As seasons flow once more, it all turns summer and cold. But green lives in your heart. But green lives in your heart. But green lives in your heart. Thank you.
That's so beautiful. Every time. I didn't think it can get more beautiful, and it does.
I agree. It's painfully beautiful, right?
You have a real gift, honestly. Like, you caught my attention the first time that I heard you. And
Thank you.
I don't often get to catch musicians that aren't entering open mic, but I found you and I stuck around to look and listen
Thank
more.
you very much. It was really a little bit difficult for me now because, as I say, it's 6 in the morning here, so I need just like to
You're
sing
doing so
like
well.
super quietly, and it was just like when you push in to try to sing the high part, it was just like, but I can't, I really can't
I
just sing loudly, so it was a little bit
You did
complicated,
so well. I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, I
and
really struggle. So more power helps you get there. And when you're restricted because of volume issues,
and
you did brilliantly.
thank you. And I want to say something about this song. I think there is an important message in it that it say all those trees so tall were once tiny seeds. But you have to be ready to seize a chance. Just like now it's time to grow or green. It says just like when the time comes, the most important thing is to keep on growing, to keep on thriving. You know that every one of those tall trees are the ones that every year, every season, every cycle, they have us thrived to become tall and stronger. So this is also not only just like an encouraging song about growing. I hope to share it soon. I don't know if in open mic or in an article, but I think it's just like the message that it conveys. It is not only my love for nature, but also that you have to be ready to grow when the time is right.
Absolutely. And
As a Australian
um,
would say, brilliant.
yeah,
It's a beautiful song. Hey, listen, Yidneth, we are technically speaking, we're going over because there's no show after us, so we can go over a little bit. We're technically speaking over the show, like the we're coming to the end of the show, but I didn't want to end right. I didn't want to end with saying a couple of things. One being that I am extremely proud of you. I'm surely proud of.
Oh,
Yeah, I am. I'll say that on recording because you've been able to push through with this whole crypto thing, this whole confusing thing, and you're doing great, and you're making
it's very
awesome
confusing.
connections. No, but
it
you're
is.
doing great. I'm sure you're proud of you, and I'm sure you're proud of Hector too, because he's the one that I was kind of joking in the beginning. I was saying, oh yeah, ninja points for Hector
Say hi.
because
Say hi.
Hi there.
hey
I know,
Hector.
we get to hear from you.
So yeah, man, you get ninja points too because he's the one that made you do this, made you come onto this platform, and to me, you're one of the reasons why I believe in Steam. Like one of the thousands of reasons why I believe in Steam is because there are people like you here. There are people that are adding value to this platform. They're not here to play the bot games. They're not here because they're spamming or copy pasting BS. You're a real human being, adding beautiful music. So in that sense, I guess I'm not only proud of you. I'm also grateful that you're here. I'm grateful that you're here having this conversation with me. I'm grateful you took
Make
me
me
up
blush.
on you took me up on this radio thing, even though it's 4 a.m. in the morning for you. And I can't wait to see what this year is going to have for you and Hector. I think it's going to be great. I really do. I think as soon as we get over this hump, as soon as things start to turn around for us, we are going to be singing a different song. And I know that's kind of like a pun, but
And even if it doesn't, it has provided a way for us to know each other. So whatever comes in the way, we'll be ready to go whatever it takes us. So that's sort of the message as well, you know. And now we're here,
Agreed.
and it has provided the chance that we have met. I would have met Nathan or you, or reconnect maybe so deeply with Serena again. And we are enjoying the moment now. So the moment that comes later is going to shift, as our dreams sometimes shift. They change. We ourselves change. We'll see when the time comes. But let it be just like something that moves us forward. It doesn't matter really where to, but forward. And I want to say
Yeah.
also to Hector, he was the one that really kidnapped me here.
Yeah.
And he's also a musician. And really trying to encourage him to do his own open mic. But I really want to say publicly thanks to him for helping me all the time. He's not posting much, so I'm going to drop his link against his will. To encourage him to post more, and I hope that he posts more of his music as well and his filmmaking, because we love to do the videos together. And he's also the one that helps me to make my photography, because I like, I plot my own photography and my own looks and my own ideas in my photography, but of course I need his help to make them real, even if then I edit my own pictures. But he also makes his own photography and his own music. And I really want to send just like a little encourage him, just a message to you were the one who kidnaps me here, just like now, just like react a little bit and do the same to keep me encouraged. Yeah, that was what I wanted to say. And I want to say thanks to Crystal and to Meno for having me here tonight, and to everyone in the audience. And I hope that you find it interesting enough to maybe have a look at us. And that's it. That's all. Thanks
Well,
for the cookies, Serena.
you couldn't have said it better. Well, and this is gonna be it then for the recording. Doesn't mean we have to go right away, but it is for the recording. Pechi is going to, after I tell him to, he's gonna transition back to backfill. If you guys want to do some pirate today, we could. I'm not against it. But for the people who are listening to the recording, this is the end of Songwriter Shop Talk, and my guest today was Yidneth, and I am going to be including the links to her profile and also Hector's profile on this post. If you, however, want to participate of the audience, you have questions for the guests, or you want to stay for the Pirate Radio afterwards, you have to be part of the Discord, and also the link is going to be included on this post. Thank you to everybody who showed up. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for the jokes. Thank you for participating with me of this amazing night. I hope that you guys enjoyed the music and enjoyed the philosophy of life of Yidneth as much as I did. So that is it. This is Meno signing off.